lots of rain this week, which hasn't been so hot for the hair or outdoor activities, but it is great for Geoff Fox's garden. He's live outside in the garden right now. Geoff, how's it looking today?
You know, it's looking really, really nice, Audrey. These are my favorites, my zinnias, and I have my clippers because by the end of this afternoon, I am going to cut some flowers and bring them into the station. But I'm joined by my garden expert, Sarah Bailey, who is from the Yukon Master Gardener program. Sarah came here, and the first thing she said is,
you're going to have problems at the end of the season if you don't do something about the tomatoes.
yeah, so let's get down here and let's, come on, you can kneel down too.
Oh.
Let's talk about this. This is a problem I think that lots of gardeners have. You get your little plants at the garden store and you put them in and they're tiny, so you pack them in and now...
And you put in a few extras just in case some die and they don't.
Right.
And now you've got really lush plants, but they're really close together. If we continue to have this wet weather that we've been having, when the funguses get started on the tomatoes, they're just going to run right through the entire row.
Oh, no.
And so while you think you're going to get more tomatoes by having more plants, you're actually going to end up getting less because the plants are going to die.
All right, so I'm going to have to take this line of tomatoes and thin it out?
Take out half of them. This one.
Half? Really?
Half.
Oh, I'm going to cry doing that. That's really... All right, well, if I have to, I have to. Now, let's move over here. For those of you with us last week, these two lines here had lettuce. Now, there is nothing. Now, I pulled out the lettuce because this time of year it begins to go to seed, it bolts.
It's too hot for lettuce at this point. It's starting to bolt. It's going to start tasting bitter, so finish it up, enjoy those last salads. But now you've got space to be putting something in. No reason to leave this blank. You can put in, you've got about 90 days, maybe a little more here in the city of time before we get our first serious frost.
Oh my.
So you're going to go for a shorter...
Hold on, we just started summer.
So you're going to go for a shorter season crop. You can put in carrots, you can put in radishes, turnips, Swiss chard. Any of those will do really well. If you have more space than this, you can put in bush beans. But you're a little tight for that.
All right, so when we're talking about carrots in this case, or any of these are grow from seed, right?
Grown from seed. Yep, absolutely.
And the only thing I have to do is just pluck them in the ground and make sure they stay wet?
You put them in at the right depth, which the package will tell you. You make sure they stay properly moist, and you make sure you've got good soil that they can feed off of, which you do.
All right. Well, there you go. Sarah says I have to thin the tomatoes. Audrey, this is like deciding which child gets the college education and which child has to go and work in the factory. It's just not a good decision at all. But I'll be pulling some tomato plants this afternoon. Back to you.
All right, Sarah, Geoff.